Good evening. Tonight, a guilty plea from Charlie Tan, but not for murder, instead for federal gun charges.
Tan had already been tried for the murder of his father in their Pittsford home in 2015. It ended in a mistrial, and the judge eventually dismissed the charges. Now it appears Charlie Tan will have to serve time in prison after all. Selena Lewis tells us what happened at a hearing in Syracuse tonight.
As was the case with the murder trial for his father out of Rochester, as well as prior proceedings here in Syracuse for these federal gun charges, Charlie Tan has maintained a loyal base of supporters, many of whom packed the courtroom today and were crying as they left court as Charlie Tan was taken away to jail.
He's a wonderful young man who now has this to think about.
David Testa and dozens of other Charlie Tan supporters filed out of court today looking defeated. He pleaded guilty, though, so he's admitting to this. Was that, do you still support him?
Yeah, I don't discuss it. Yeah, I support him no matter what happens.
Yeah, 100%. Charlie Tan admitted to having a friend illegally purchase a firearm knowing that it would be used in a felony. The part that he and his attorneys refuse to admit is that Charlie Tan is the one who ultimately used that firearm to kill his father.
Ultimately, this has been a long road for him, and he wanted to take responsibility for what he did do. That's what he did today. Obviously, there's a lot more behind this than just what happened, but why it happened.
The U.S. Attorney's proof of plea states that Jim Tan was shot 3 times, twice to the chest and once to the face at close range. The U.S. Attorney's Office argues that it was Charlie Tan who was the one that used that illegally purchased firearm to kill his father. However, the actual charges only pertain to the illegal purchase of the weapon, not for the murder which he was already tried. Tan's attorneys refuse to acknowledge anything beyond those gun charges.
What we did today was we pled guilty to the elements of the crime that he's charged with, which is obtaining a gun with the intent to commit a felony at that time. That's what he pled guilty today. Nothing more, nothing less.
Altogether, he could end up serving time served based on the discretion of Judge Scullin, or he could serve the maximum of 25 years. We'll find out in October. In Syracuse, Selena Lewis, News 8.
Selena, thank you. Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Dorley released a statement this evening saying this: with this plea in federal court, there is finally justice for Jim Tan. We certainly believed that our proof strongly supported Tan's role in the homicide of his father. Today's plea demonstrates that involvement.